Today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you the list of ingredients before I chop them up and get them ready. So what I'm making today is yam and plantain curry. So we need a little turmeric. I got some red curry powder, some coconut milk. I got tomato paste. I buy it like this because normally you only use a couple tablespoons, and if you have the little can, then you throw the little can away. Some garlic. They recommend 4, I'll probably use 6 or 8 because I really like garlic. And in Italy they call this the foot, and they call these the toes. So I'm going to use 8 toes. Fresh ginger, I'll grind this up. A couple jalapenos. Some stewed tomatoes that I can crush with my hands. About 2 pounds of red yams. By the time I trim it up, it'll be about 1.5 pounds was right. A couple really green bananas, a lime, and some greens. Now, if I don't like the taste or I need more taste, I'll put in some more curry powder. Now, the toppings are a different thing. I'm going to take this onion and I'm going to cut, probably a cupful, very thin, and julienne it. Make it very cooked and done. And that'll be part of the topping of the soup, along with some fresh basil and some fresh cilantro. Okay, as you can see, we have the jalapeno cut up in matchstick size, the ginger all ground up, the garlic, potatoes are all cut up, the bananas are all cut up. This is the collard greens, and here's our onions. I'm heating up this oil, and I'm going to cook the onions first. Now we want to brown these onions and make them like crispy, because they're going to go on top of the soup after it's all made when it's served. So I'm going to pull these out when they're all crispy and done and everything, and I'm going to put them with a paper towel and maybe a paper plate to drain the grease off of them. So I may have got them a little too crispy. And I poured the excess oil out. So now I'm going to add the ginger. It's medium-low heat now. The garlic. And 2 teaspoons of the turmeric. So, as you can see, it's pretty softened. It's been about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the tomato paste. So I'm going to stir that in. Nice thing about that tube of tomato paste is it'll keep for like 15 days in the refrigerator to use for another recipe. Get mixed well and really fragrant. Okay, it's really mixed well, so I'm going to add the chilies. And the tomatoes. I'm going to squish the tomatoes with my hands because they're whole tomatoes, and that's what you should use. I suppose dice would also work. Okay, just to make sure everything's mixed up and that tomato paste is mixed in there. And I'm going to add 3 cups of water. I'm going to turn up the heat to boiling. Once it's boiling, we're going to add some other stuff here. Okay, it's boiling, so I'm going to add the yams now into it. Stir them well. Going to cook these for about 10 minutes. I've reduced the heat a little bit to medium, and I'm going to, till they're tender, so I'll test them with a fork. Okay, now I can pierce the yams with a fork. That's pretty tender. Now I'm going to add the bananas and cook for 5 more minutes. Remember, these are green bananas. Stir them in. Cook for 5 minutes where they still hold and don't fall apart. And remember, clean while you go. No problem, clean while you go. Oh, and I did use olive oil, avocado oil instead of avocado. I did use avocado oil instead of olive oil this time because of the higher heat that it takes. It's about 500 degrees, but guess what? That didn't work out for me because I took my eye off the prize, and there's my caramelized onions, which they're more than caramelized. So I guess I'm not going to have that topping. I'll just have the cilantro and basil and a little squirt of lime on top the final product. Okay, I've added the red curry paste, 1 tablespoon. And now the coconut oil, coconut milk. Normally I use coconut cream, but this is full fat, organic, so I decided to use that. I'm going to bring this to a simmer and let it simmer for 10 more minutes. The last step. Finally, the last step. Okay, I'm going to pour the greens in, the collard greens, and let them cook for about 2 minutes, and then that's it. Okay, that's about 4 cups of collard greens. Mix them in, let it wilt. If you'll notice, I cut out the middle stems because you don't want to eat the stems. As the kids say, yucky. Cook this for about 2 or 3 more minutes. Well, I tasted it, and I think it needs a little more curry powder, so I'm putting that in there. Needs something. We'll see how that works. Give it a minute or 2 to meld in with the other flavors. If you notice, the bananas are still good. That's why you buy the greenest bananas you can and get home as soon as possible so they don't turn yellow in the heat. Well, that did the trick. A little bit of curry powder worked well. So I'll turn it off and get a nice ladle full here. And over here I've got some basil and some cilantro. A little basil on there, a little cilantro. And that's my supper for the night. And probably will be for a couple more nights too. It's too bad the caramelized onions didn't work out well. Maybe I cut them too thin. Maybe I took my eye off the prize. Next time, maybe I'll do it better. So I hope you enjoy this. It's a pure vegetarian dinner because I'm going to have a nice salad with it. And of course, a nice glass of wine. But of course, I like the flavors. I like the spice. I like the curry. And the smell in this house is just fantastic right now. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you make it and enjoy it. Thank you very much.